Hello everyone. This training video is in regards to COVID-19 prevention. There's a level 1 cleaning protocol that Frontline is following in order to provide this service for our clients and general contractors. Some of the paperwork that will be included at all sites where this is being performed is the level 1 protocol, which I'm reviewing right now. The SDS sheet for the Shockwave, which is the disinfectant that we'll be using, and then the product data sheet for Shockwave. The key items that I'm going to go over in this video is required PPE, the use of the Shockwave disinfectant, some general techniques on doing this cleaning, and I've already reviewed the paperwork that will be on site for review by anyone that is performing this type of service. I'm going to start with giving an example. One of most job sites obviously are going to have their normal PPE that's required, your hard hat, your safety glasses, a safety vest or high visibility shirt. On top of that, because of the COVID-19, everyone's required to wear some sort of a face cover. Now, for the purpose of this video, I am not going to have this on, but again, these are required on every site, whether it's a homemade face cover, some sort of surgical mask type that you saw here, or some sort of dust mask. In handling the Shockwave, rubber or nitrile gloves are required. This is a hospital grade disinfectant, and it works very well against viruses, bacteria, and in general cleaning of surfaces. Now, starting off, I usually take a cleaning bucket and I'll put some disposable wipes that will be provided. You want to make sure that the wipes are well saturated. You don't want any dry points. It's very important that we keep these wipes wet. Whenever a wipe becomes overly soiled, just throw it away and start with another new one. Now, to get some decent use out of a wipe, it's a good idea to fold it over so that you have a couple surfaces that you can work with. Wring it out a little bit, but again, you really want to keep these wipes fairly saturated and wet. And at times you'll be able to use the spray bottle on surfaces that you don't have to be so careful about. Example, some chairs. But in general, the desk area, because people are going to have their paperwork, they're going to have their computers around, you don't want to be misting a liquid over their papers or on their electrical equipment. So you'll take the wet wipe and you'll just work your way. You're not going to move the person's papers, but you'll hit every available surface that you can. Again, you want to pay close attention to areas that people are going to commonly touch. Obviously the face of the desk, but also remember the underside, because people might pull themselves in by handling the edge of the desk. Now, when it comes to like phones and possibly monitors or keyboards, I would take a wipe, I would wring it out, and just do a general wipe down of the piece. Again, we don't want to be handling electrical equipment with dripping wet wipes. Now, in general, Shockwave requires a 10-minute contact time in order to be effective. So you'll do the best you can to try to keep it wet for that amount of time, which may require you to re-wipe some areas a second time as you finish up. I'll give you example of the chair that we're not so concerned about, that we can just give it a light mist with the spray bottle, and then with the wet wipe, wiping it all down. Again, paying close attention to the areas that a person's gonna touch the most. Front of the chair, the arms, the front and back of the chair. Now, when it comes to upholstered chairs, we can't necessarily soak down that piece of furniture because we don't know exactly what Shockwave will do to each individual fabric. So when you can, this chair here obviously has hard arm handles, so we'll wipe those down. And we'll hit under the edge where a person might touch. Now, other high touch areas obviously are door handles. I'm not gonna go through this entire area showing you each surface, but we'll point them out. You wanna wipe down the door handles, the area around the door, closest to the handle. You want to hit the frame inside and out. Again, handles inside and out on both surfaces of the door. We've got file cabinets. Again, handles, file cabinet fronts, any window ledges. And keep in mind, in the windows, that you will want to hit where a person might touch the lock, and obviously the handle of the window to raise it up. And if possible, any of the control chains for the window blinds. We're gonna move along down through this office. And again, I'll just point out each surface that you should be paying particular attention to. Again, when it comes to light switches, wring out your rag well. And not only hit the switch, but do the area of wall that's around the switch. Again, common areas around the door frames, doors, door handles. You got the faces of the file cabinets here. You'll do those. Copy rooms, again, wring out the wipe, and you can give a general wipe down of surfaces, just paying close attention and just being careful of any kind of the controls. Again, we don't want to be dripping wet on the wipe. We're going to try to just hit this area and just be easy with it because we don't want to cause any problems with the equipment. This goes along with any kind of copiers, any phone or fax machines, and any other phones that might be in the area. On top of that, you're still going to hit the top of the desk areas. You'll hit the cabinet fronts. You won't be touching individual things inside cabinets, but you will, again, do the face of the cabinets. And again, any common areas along the window that a person would touch. Keep in mind, you have entry doors that you want to hit the push bars and all the handles up to the top of the frame. Again, the doors hitting the push bars, the front and back side surface of the doors. When it comes to stairwells, you can do things whatever works best. Again, we're trying to keep surfaces wet for 10 minutes. So if you want, you can simply just take your spray bottle and spray the railing. And you can just take your wet wipe and run up each railing. Again, when it comes to light switches, do the area around the light switch. And then you can just proceed up the stairwell. Now, your foreman or supervisor will have all the paperwork on site for further review. That goes along again, like I said, the cleaning protocol, the SDS sheet, and the PDS sheet for the shockwave. If there are any questions, you can contact your supervisor or manager for any kind of further instructions.
Thank you, Jeff.